Alex Bentley and Maggie Lucas compose one of the best backcourts in the country. Their competitiveness and passion for the game have propelled the Lady Lions back into the national conversation, with hopes of a New Orleans Final Four on their mind. That same passion and competitiveness may have held their team back, until the two learned how to stop competing with each other and start competing for each other.
Oh, the quick hands. Alex Bentley somehow finds Maggie Lucas all alone. How did Bentley find her?
Talk about the first time that you guys met. What were your impressions of each other?
She was my host.
Yeah, I was Maggie's host, and I wasn't a very good host.
I was actually pretty intimidated by Alex at first. Like, she made me nervous.
I read in the article that you guys kind of bumped heads early. How so?
Me and Maggie's competitive fire's off the charts, and you know, we had to learn how to be teammates because I've never met somebody with the same competitive fire as me, and obviously now I respect it and I love it, and I had to grow to understand Maggie.
Sometimes when you're so much alike someone, it just makes you clash, you know? You're both kind of like, you have similar roles. I was coming from the high school where I had been, you know, a main person, and then you come in and it's like you have to learn how to be the bottom of the totem pole again.
Who's more intense?
We both have our different modes, like it comes at different times.
Yeah. All right, so we were playing each other and it got really, really heated, and our teammates had to kind of split us up.
Yeah.
I mean, Maggie threw a ball in my stomach, but it was all, I mean, I was fine.
You said something about like me being slow.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, what? I was like, check ball, and I threw it in her stomach.
Trash talking?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Our teammates are like, guys, like, chill. We're like, no, we're fine.
No.
We're fine.
They're both very competitive, and they both wanted to win, and they wanted the best for the program. And they saw it happening in two different ways. And we had to get them to understand that both of you are right. You know, it's not an either or proposition, it's an and.
I read that after the home loss to DePaul in the NCAA tournament, that's when those guys really realized that they needed to get on the same page. When did you notice the difference, and how relevant was it right away?
I started to notice it right after the loss, because Maggie and Alex took that loss harder than any other players on our team. And I think that was the beginning of their bond, because they felt like it was our fault that we didn't go farther, and we're going to make up for it. And then they got to go out to USA Basketball, and they had, you know, 3 or 4 days where they're in a room and they're talking about feeling that way.
The USA trials, me and Maggie had to go up there. Didn't really know many people, so, you know, we stuck together. And I just feel like we definitely just created a bond.
Yeah.
Going through that, and we just understood each other after that.
I mean, there was like a moment when we were like sitting there finding out who made the team, and we both didn't hear our names. And I remember I was sitting on the floor and Alex was sitting behind me, and she picked me up, and we just were like, you know, it's fine. We've gained so much more out of this trip. We go back being able to tell our teammates that we can compete with these teams and we can play at this level.
I think the biggest thing is they were out there together and they didn't have anybody else. Mm-hmm. It's like, I don't know any of these people, but hey, there's my point guard. Yep. You know, and Alex is saying, I don't know any of these people, but you know, there's my shooting guard, and if I can get her the ball, and then they started realizing, hey, you know, we're all right together. Mm-hmm. You know, you aren't so bad, you know.
So they come back and they say, Coach, what do we need to do? And what do you say?
They had to learn how and when they impact the game. They had to learn patience. You know, they weren't always patient. It became more conversations about how do you win and how do you win championships on this level.
Champions on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Champions!
Your relationship has directly affected the success of the team. You know, why do you think that is?
I just feel like it's that chemistry, you know? If you have two leaders who are in sync and we have each other's backs and we're leading a group of strong women, I mean, it just helps. We have great team chemistry.
Alex is the point guard of this team, you know, she's the floor general. And for me, like, I had to learn how to be a better follower for us to get along better.
I feel like when we're down, too, like, we just help each other out so much.
Yeah,
nobody else can talk to me on the team if I made a mistake, but if I hear it from Mags, you know, I'm like, okay, like, I'm good. It's all right.
They don't care about who gets the credit. They don't care about anything other than winning.